I don't like to surround myself with those type of people. If that's what you see, you need to pick another neighborhood. Okay? That's not our reality. We talk about the women like ourselves. Okay? Because if you surround, listen, those are a loud minority. If you don't see a nice chick when you walk down the street or go to the grocery store, you're on the wrong side of town. You need to get that money up and move. Okay? It's you. So
it's you.
That whole situation about y'all ain't
y'all asses up today. She is not over
it, thinking that every woman is a ratchet chick. No, those just the women you're around. But let's not sit here. There are not a lot of good Black women, because they are. Maybe they're not choosing you because you betray.
I was literally just about to say that it might be the frustration and the anger centered around the fact that you don't have access to those quality Black women, and so you're not being chosen. And so now it's like, take accountability. No, you take accountability, sir.
Like, why is it that Black men, according to those stats, because I'm not going to sit here and put that stigma on all Black men. I think there are Black men out there that absolutely love everything about a Black woman. But if we're basing it specifically on those stats, why is it that our own race of men find us less desirable? And I don't know, it could be maybe they are a product of their environment. Maybe it was the type of Black women that they saw growing up as a child. It could be the Black women that raised them. It could be their mothers. It could be their grandmothers. We don't know why certain Black men feel like that Black women are less desirable. So I think that's the real root of it that we need to get to. Like, why do you feel this way about your own race of women?
Do you guys think that Black women alter their bodies more than any other race?
No, I don't.
I don't.
I've seen so many white girls.
It's more white for me, if you ask me. But I think, to answer your question, Tam, I think it's what Team Jealous says all the time. It's who they're attracting, though. Like, when you hear the people who come on here and rant about Black women, and we sit back and go, huh? What women are you talking about? I don't have those women in my circle, or I'm not that woman. So you got to explain to me. It seems like where they are in the situations they're in have created this type of, the stereotype exists. We can't sit on here and say there's not a stereotype about the Black woman. We all know the stereotype of the Black woman, and we're not going to
walk around with bad attitude.
Because we didn't go sit here in front like that. There aren't some Black women that are not desirable.
That show, the ghetto bras.
Exactly. Right. So that's what I'm saying.
The question is, why is it that we still see Black men that fulfill a stereotype as well, but we still give them the opportunity and say, you know what, there's still kings amongst them. So the question really is, like, why do Black men give up on us so easily?
Now that's the question, because that's what I was coming to next. Because I feel
we definitely see the same type of stereotypes where you're angry, you're a gangster, you're violent, you're this, you're that, but we still know that there's good in that community. So I don't know why they just say, I'm just going to stick to a different race. I'm just going to date white women. I'm just going to date Hispanic women. When we talk about just how violent they are too, or, they do the same things that is the stereotypes of Black women, but they're not held in the same, the same accountability, as everybody likes to say that word, accountability. Let's throw it out there. They're not held accountable the same way we are.
Tam, I think you made a good point where it's like environment, like, when I think about like where I grew up, like we have a really big population of like Puerto Ricans. And so you would see like a lot of either Black girls dating like Puerto Rican men, or Black men dating Puerto Rican women. Or you have, on the other end of the spectrum where you see like these Black men that are making it in like sports, and they come from like these private schools where it's like nothing but white girls. And it's like, oh, why is he marrying the white girl? And it's like, well, that's all he's seen. That's all he's been around. It's who he's attracted to. And then on the other end, you know, to your point, you have Black men that grew up in these environments where they've just seen the most undesirable versions of Black women. And so they may grow up very turned off to Black women because they think that that's all that there is when it comes to Black women. And so I think that, you know, it's definitely a multifaceted answer. And there's many, you know, I think environment definitely plays a major factor in terms of attractiveness. At the end of the day, for me, it's okay to be attracted to who you're attracted to. The part that really throws me off is, you know, when you have people that want to throw in, you know, to Cece's point, the stereotypes and everything else, where it's like, just own the fact that that's who you're attracted to and that's who you like. Like, you don't have to put someone else down or another woman down or another ethnic background down to validate what you like. Just like what you like and own it.
I agree, because when my big shock thing came when like Reggie Bush was dating Kim Kardashian, and I remember like saying, why is he with this white girl?
You told me your age, girl.
It's okay, I don't care. But I remember, I don't know who told me, but it was a Black guy, and he was like, it could have been my husband, it's been so long, but he was saying that in California, Black people and white people date each other all the time. And that's where Reggie Bush is from. So it's not, you know, abnormal for him. So I started thinking, I was like, oh, okay. Because I grew up in an all Black community, and, you know, I didn't see interracial dating like that. You know, my parents and my family from the South. So, you know, my thought process behind that was very different back then. But as I got older, and like to your point, in different communities, it's really normal, you know, because they interracial date all the time, you know. So it kind of, a lot of that has to deal with your exposure, what you see, and what comes about with that. So I agree.
I'm from a small city or small town in Florida, and that's all I saw was interracial couples, Black men with white women and white women with Black men. So that was just common, and it still is. And there's a lot of biracial couples and biracial babies, and that's just all I saw in this town. I don't know why it's that way.
So, Cece, so who are Black? Like, if the Black men are dating the white women and the white women are dating the Black men, who is there for the Black women to date? Who are the
There's
Black
not
women?
a lot of Black couples from where I'm from. There isn't. And
So
even my sister and my brother and my
cousins,
cousins, their choice was to date outside their race. I dated outside my race even in high school, to be honest. And then I haven't dated outside my race since then. But it was part of my community. Like, that is what the norm was. Like, you dated outside of your race, and that was the preference. So there are, I won't say like it's uncommon. I won't say there's not Black couples, but it's very uncommon.
I hear what everybody's saying. And I think that people are saying, well, take accountability. Listen here. I'm not Ratchet Sally at the end of the street. I don't surround myself with those type of people. If that's what you see, you need to pick another neighborhood. Okay? That's not our reality. We talk about the women like ourselves. Okay? Because if you listen, those are a loud minority. If you don't see a nice chick when you walk down the street or go to the grocery store, you're on the wrong side of town. You need to get that money up and move. Okay? It's you. So
it's you.
That whole situation about y'all ain't
setting y'all asses up today. She is not over
it, thinking that every woman is a ratchet chick. No, those are the women you're around.
This is what the chat wants to talk about, Shante. We know they want to come on here and talk about
take accountability. It's like, take accountability of what? Like, you know,
we just like, you can't make the guy down the street pull his pants up and take the do-rag off his hair. We can't make Janae do her nail. We can't make her lashes be a little shorter. We can't. There's nothing we can do about her. If you don't like her, just move forward and go to a person who is more your stilo. But let's not sit here and act like, I just say stilo. That's such an old school word. But let's not sit here. They're like, there are not a lot of good Black women, because they are. Maybe they're not choosing you because you portray.
I was literally just about to say that it might be the frustration and the anger centered around the fact that you don't have access to those quality Black women, and so you're not being chosen. And so now it's like, take accountability. No, you take accountability, sir.
Like, who are you hanging around? Like, what's your friends, you know, girls and wives look like? You know, like what, like where are you? Like, where do you get your car washed? Where do you go out to eat? Like, those are the things that you need to look at. Because
we can only have accountability. We can only have accountability for ourselves. Yes. I am not the hood advocate. I didn't grow up in the hood.
We are not. I can't be the hood advocate. Like we are all the same. We are not. Y'all know
I'm not twerking at brunch. You better not twerk over my plate, because I'm gonna kick you over. Okay.
I don't even know how to twerk. I twerk right now. Y'all turn your camera off.
Oh, but Shantae, I do want to go to Tuskegee homecoming with you.
I'm not sitting here saying that
I still do snake.
Women don't exist. Those women do exist, and we're not saying that they don't. But that's not the majority of Black women that I feel. I think there's more good Black women out here that represents themselves in a very respectable manner than there are ratchet women, at least in the neighborhoods I've lived in. I can't speak for where everybody else has lived in and what their day-to-day experience with Black women are, but that wasn't my experience.
And I also think it has to deal with how much the women who they're talking about, they are easily more accessible. So most men will go to that because, well, not most men, some men, let me not say that. Some men will go to that because they don't want to put in the work for the woman who has the standards. So you chose this woman to be with because she was more easily accessible, and now you're mad because she loud and ghetto. Like, that's your fault. You should have waited and went on a couple more dates with the lady that you thought was nice.
You mean to vet, Maya? Oh God, no, they're not supposed to vet. They're supposed to get to know the person. God.
I better start vetting these women.
Right, exactly.
You're supposed to vet, not them, Maya.
That's crazy, girl. That's crazy.
I better start vetting these people on that first date.
Please.
Listen, what you doing? What we doing? What are your goals? What's your short-term goals? Long-term goals? What's your credit score? Do you have a criminal record? Listen, vet people.
Vet people,
and
please.
No hurt.